Good afternoon, Mayor.
Hi, Joe. How you doing?
Hey, it's been a while. I haven't got to
Yeah,
talk to you in a long
it
time.
has. I've been pretty busy with business here and my business and some personal things going on, and we just couldn't make things work there for a while. But I'm glad you're back down here to talk.
Hey, so what's been happening here in Loudonville?
Well, I'll tell you what, our sports teams are really doing a nice job this year in our winter sports teams. Our girls are, I think, ranked sixth or fifth in the state. They've only got one loss. They're the number one seed in the district going in the tournament. Corey Vermilia's up for Miss Basketball again, which is pretty exciting, and she just keeps setting record after record. So it's been a fun time for the girls basketball team and the boys. Coach Bates is really making them learn and building a nice little program there. And our wrestling team has exceeded far beyond anybody thought they would, and they're having a nice year too.
I seen what just several weeks ago you had the ice sculptures downtown, and Bill Harris had a huge one, and I just loved it because it was very well made.
Yeah, we actually got really good weather this year to have ice. I know everybody doesn't like the cold, but to have that ice for a long period of time is nice to have. And we had a great turnout. And yeah, all the businesses, you know, got their ice sculptures done. Some different individuals did too. And we had hundreds of people come in to watch sculptures being made. And it's quite the event. If anybody ever gets a chance to come down, it's well worth the trip down to Loudonville.
I actually came down and took a few pictures and did a little story on it.
Yeah, it was a great story. I did watch that. That was you did a really nice job. Our chamber too. I mean, our chamber works like no other. Val Sprang does a fantastic job getting events here and trying to get people to come in and spend a little time in our little village that we have down here. April 19th, she'll have her ladies' night, which is always fun, and the streets get packed. I think it's a Vegas theme this year, so that'll be interesting. I don't know if there be some card playing or get cards from different stores. I don't know how she's going to have that set up. Hopefully we'll have another interview before that happens and she can explain everything on that Vegas night.
That would be great.
Yeah.
And I always hear those type of events. They're a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of work that goes
it's actually fun to come down with your wife and hang out somewhere and let them go up and down Main Street and visit all the shops, and while you sit there with a couple of your buddies, and it turns out to be a fun night.
One big question I wanted to ask you is I received a email and several pictures about they had to some of the farmers brought their tractors in downtown here, and it was kind of showing how this project, and it's a two-part question. One is, how's this project come along, and where do you stand on that? And if you could get a comment about the little, it was on a Sunday, and I didn't get a chance to make it down here, about them bringing the tractors through town to show the width or something.
Yeah, and when I first took over here, it was Kurt and I came up with this plan to do, and we brought it to MAJF, and they've been a great partner for the village. And grants for downtown revitalization are so competitive. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've really got to have your stuff together. So it's been a little over 2 years ago we presented it to council and got council approval, and it was meant to be a tool to put in for grants, like a base plan. Nothing set in stone. We involved the public at a few different meetings. I know some people felt like we should have had more public knowledge, but this is just the starting stage. This is basically like we're building a hammer, for you to build the house.
Okay.
Is what the plan was going to be, and try to get ahead of other villages to receive these grants. And people thought that we were just going to go off of everything that was in that plan that's set in stone, which is not the case at all. It's just you have to have a plan ready to go when you put in for these grants.
Right.
So, we had a committee of people, different residents, business owners, town leaders that put in input. And, it was interesting. I tried to stay out as much conversation as I wanted because I didn't want to steer that committee. I wanted to see what that committee came up with. And they came up with a great plan with OHM. OHM did a fantastic, they've worked for us for almost 2.5 years now for only $50,000. And OHM has a great reputation, especially with ODOT, that's who you're going to get a lot of your downtown stuff through. And we completed it, the project, and we put in for the grant. A council approved to put in for the grant, and it really excites me, Joe, and it excites a lot of people that I grew up with. I know that I'm 49. I'll be 50 this year. I remember my dad was a downtown merchant. My mom lived on a farm. I come from a split family, neither here or there, but I got to experience both. Living in town with a downtown merchant and a farmer's wife, and coming into town with farm equipment. And we put in for a downtown, I remember back, I want to say in the late 80s, early 90s, and it got shot down really fast. And I think we've put in to build a new school building 3 times now, and it's been shot down 3 times now. And for a village, to grow, I mean, I don't want to make this village a city. I want to sustain this village, and try to make it better for the residents. And we have an influx of people that visit our area through the summer to help our economy and make it better for them, to keep them in town, keep our downtown merchants going. Maybe, we expand those downtown merchants. It's hard to do. I mean, we only have so much land, but make a nice experience for everybody. And I was excited because we actually got something through to try to go after something. And now we're going to get into the planning stages of it, and that'll go to council. We'll decide on how we're going to split those responsibilities with those council members. Hopefully we can keep that committee that put in all that work a little bit involved with them. I mean, 2 years, I think you want the input of people that have worked on it for 2 years. But there's a lot of support, but just like anything, you hear those people don't like to come out and tell you that they support you in a public meeting. As far as the agriculture, went, I was not able to attend. It was my grandfather's 90th birthday. I did ask them to go on the side streets too. We didn't get any pictures on the side streets. We just got the pictures of 100 yards.
Okay.
Of the downtown that's going to be changed is the pictures that I saw. They're 21-foot traveling lanes right now. It'll be up to council to narrow it down, with the TAP grant. The purpose is to make it more pedestrian friendly. And to slow traffic down, you do need to narrow your street, plain and simple. Most roadways are 11 to 12 foot by ODOT regulations. The proposed plan right now, and again, could be changed, it's up to council, is 15 feet. If council kept it at 15 feet, that would be wider than any main street in probably a 4 or 5 county area, which is, we're arguing over 100 yards. Right. I said feet earlier, it's about 100 yards. So we're arguing over 100 yards of roadway, and I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not saying they're right, the agriculture community, because I respect the agriculture. I grew up and worked on a farm, but if you can come in on an 11 to 12 foot road into town, I think we can make 15 foot work free for 100 yards. I guess is my point on that. I know people are going to disagree with me on that, and that's what I've liked about this process. I like the checks and balances. I think that's great, and hopefully council, the community can come up with a plan that'll make most people happy. You're not going to make everybody happy. That's plain and simple. But I think it'll be a big shot to our economy here in town. And if we get something done like this, hopefully we can move that onto our school systems, and that we can get a new school in here and finish this out to where we can be a strong village.
The beginning of spring, your population greatly increases with the campers and. and all the visitors to the downtown area or to the camping grounds too.
I would love to brag about the bed tax that Loudonville brings and the sales tax. Surprisingly, you could check that out on your own.
Yeah.
But we're responsible for a big hunk of that in Ashland County. And I know out of pride, you don't want to be known as a tourist town. But that's, I mean, we are a tourist town, and I understand why. I mean, it's beautiful down here. Our parks are great. We have the bike trail. You know, I know Jordan Lance is working on connecting to the bike trail that Holmes County's going to try to build from the covered bridge that's on Wally. Have you seen that, Joe?
I know. I was just going to say,
beautiful.
They sent me a message. They're like, you didn't do a story on the Wally Road
It
Bridge.
is beautiful. You know, we're working on with Ashland Parks. Not to call them out, but we've never received any park money in Loudonville. We want to put in a public ramp, a launch ramp to the river.
Right.
You know, so people can bring their own canoes, tubes, and go down. Then that's supported by our canoe liveries too. They are for that. You know, they're getting tired of people just jumping in the river somewhere. You know, they want to make it safe for everybody, just as we do too. I know that I have proposed in the budget to make a UTV/golf cart path from Wally Road down Route 3 to Pizza Hut. There's a little road that goes down to Old Wally, and you can take Old Wally around and then drive into town legally on your, you know, your golf cart or your UTV, which has been asked to me by many campgrounds down on Wally, because those people that stay down there, and you're talking 25,000 people that want to get into town, but they want to take their vehicles.
Well, yeah,
you know, they want to make it fun. And you know, those are the little things that we can do. The FFA is going to do a farmers market every Saturday starting at the end of May. The FFA alumni, shall I say, in Central Park. They're going to move it a few weeks to where it's downtown, which will be great to see that downtown, get people downtown to see, you know, on the shops too, not just to the farmers market. So there's just little things that you can do here and there. And it's going to take us all working together to try to get this done, and a little give, a little take from both sides.
Thank you very much.
Hey, I'm going to bring Sally Hollenbach, our theater manager, in here, and she's going to talk a little bit about her live production that's coming up called Disenchanted.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, Sally, tell me what you have. Disenchanted going on when?
Disenchanted. So the next 2 weekends at the Ohio Theater, we have a show called Disenchanted. I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is an absolutely hilarious show. So the dates are February 9th, 10th, 11th, and then also the 16th, 17th, and 18th. It's Friday and Saturday at 7, Sundays at 2. And this is a show, you know, sometimes we just need to laugh. You know, can everybody agree that we just need to laugh at ourselves sometimes?
And I love humor.
And yes, and this is a show that you will be laughing from beginning to end. So the basic premise of this is that there are Disney princesses who are disenchanted with the after the happily ever after, and they're just bringing that to light. So we have a power-packed cast. It is such a fun show. Now, I will say that even though this is Disney princesses, it's not a show that's for little kids, because there's a lot of adult humor in it, and adults and teenagers will be laughing from beginning to end, rolling in the aisles, but it's really not something for little kids. So we're saying that it's PG-13. There's a little bit of language in it, which we just want people to be aware. You know, we don't want little kids coming thinking that, oh, it's a wonderful Disney princess.
Say from 12 up.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, it's like PG-13. Okay. I kind of did it like what movies are. We kind of gauged it from that. So it is, I will just say that I have never laughed so hard in rehearsals in all of the different things that I've been in the past. And I had the opportunity to see this production back in the summertime and was literally laughing from beginning to end. And I just thought, we have to bring this to Loudonville. We have to bring this to the Ohio Theater because it is just such a fun show. So we do hope that people come out and see the show. And, you know, like I said, we just need to laugh. So when you come to the theater, you can come, leave your burdens and cares, laugh for a couple of hours, and leave feeling lifted up and lighter than you were when you came in.
So Friday and Saturday at 7.
Yes, Sunday at 2.
Okay,
Correct.
and what's the cost on that?
So adults, it's $15 for adults, $12 for seniors, and then $10 for students 18 and under.
Okay.
Yep, and it's reserved seating. Tickets are available at www.theohiotheater.com, and that is a theater with an R-E. You can also call the theater box office at 419-994-3750, or you can get tickets the day of the show, beginning an hour before each show. The box office will open.
Well, it sounds like some fun entertainment.
It's going to be a great show. We hope that you come out and join us.
Well, thank you very much.